Operation Status Quo. Operation Status Quo. Prepare to engage. Engaged. Engaged. Hey, where am I? There I am. Hey. Heyo. How we doing out there, ladies and gentlemen, on a beautiful Friday here, the 24th of March. In the good year of 2023, and we're still plugging along here on Operation Status Quo, where we observe the status quo, and then we go with the flow of the quo, because that's all we can do. Operation Status Quo. I think I need like a good, theme song, instead of sitting there just going, Operation Status Quo. Operation Status Quo. Is that intrusive in any capacity whatsoever? So welcome here with me on a Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be here. Just do a quick pop in, check in with my people, because you're my people and I love my people, and I'm one of the people, and we're all people. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. I was just watching Lost Boys was on last night. I love that movie. Yes, no, let's not go cuckoo already. Yeah, but that was a good one, The Lost Boys. One of my favorites. And it's funny when I look back on that movie and see how the world is changing, and when you come to understand that the movies actually are telling the truth of what's going on behind the scenes in real life. I know it might sound crazy, with the vampires and such, but Lost Boys. But there's a lot of truth in that movie. It's really kind of interesting. If you follow some of the stuff that I get into the way I do, it really makes a lot of sense. And I'm like, wow, these guys are like, we're telling you the whole story of what's going on in the world in the Lost Boys. So you can go down that road however you want. Still seem to be fighting the internet a little bit here. I don't know. I see my bit rate and that kind of stuff flashing. Goes red, then green, then red, then green. So I'm trying to figure out why or why not this may be happening. If I got an overload on the internet or whatever, I don't know. I unplugged my home work computer from the internet to see if that would help lighten the load. But I'm not sure if it even disconnected. It might still be connected. Anyway, what the hell am I talking about, and who really gives a shit, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to curse. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I can't go back. Can we rewind? Can we rewind and edit? There was no need for a curse there. Hey-o. All right, so today's program is entitled Sketch to the Lume Darling. Like, sketch to the Lume Darling. We've been going on this path here this week. We started talking about commercialism a little bit earlier in the week. We talked about money. We talked about the AI and the bots and all that kind of stuff. So just lots of topics of conversation, and they all kind of really go back to the one central theme of being awake, to your true self. It goes back to the central theme of consciousness and sharing love and realizing the higher truths, and not like scuffing off or laughing at different ideas and ways of potential life. Basically, it's one of the things I started to say yesterday in the show that I always get myself off track. When I mentioned Trump, and I said he came in and messed up the status quo, and that's why people. And the point I missed that I wanted to elaborate on is like, that's why everybody hates him so much. And again, I said yesterday about not whether he's right or wrong, good or bad or whatever, all that stuff, whatever. But, he basically bucked the system, right? And the system, I mean, again, I know I'm not saying he's a saint, I say this yesterday, but, the truth is, if it wasn't for the way he interacted with the policies and the government and foreign governments and everything, we wouldn't be in a position, where we are today of questioning and realizing all these truths coming to light. The status quo, Operation Status Quo, would have been in full effect. It would have continued to be just that status quo. No one ever questioned presidents before the way they do with him and vilify and want to arrest them and, all this kind of thing. And this episode is not about all that, but I'm just trying to say Operation Status Quo, again, is about observing the status quo and then going with the flow of the quo and realizing that the quo is just a flow, and the flow can flow anyway. The flow is going to, the quo is going to flow anyway. The quo could flow as the quo flows, but seriously, And I just think that everything that happened with all that awakened people. And then, COVID was, another thing that was part of all that. I mean, blatantly an attack on people, blatantly an attempt to, disrupt, political processes and such, shut down the world. So, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And I think it's all part of one. This is what I'm trying to say. We get all divided on politics and politicians and policies and countries and economies and all this thing. And the truth is, like, this is what I mean about all that. It's like, this is why I think no matter what, whether good or bad with Trump, the only reason I even care or speak of him in a good way is because I feel like he's part of a plan to help consciousness grow to a better level. I mean, it might sound like incredulous, but I'm saying it. I'm not saying he's a savior, but the truth is, like, nothing has been this way in our lives. I mean, and people who are very young, may not have the same background to reflect on, but, like I say, I'll be 50 this year. So anybody who's around my age or older, I mean, you've seen what the world has been. It has been the status quo. It's been the same over and over again, same thing, right? So now you see how much everything is changing, and I really think it's a beautiful thing. And that's the point of this message. The point of this show, is to, just encourage you to not dive in, not to go down those paths too much. Even, I'm big on the following some of the podcasters and such, in the quote unquote, truth community. And it's great. Like but sometimes they get extra heavy on the politics and, the Democrats and the libtards and, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, they're not even bad. It's not, it's easy to put something on TV to make people, sway one way or the other, look like they're crazy talking about this or, whatever side it's on. You can make like a liberal person stand up saying, wow, let's, hang all the police, and they seem like a kook. And then you see like a Republican that says, oh, women can't have a right to choose. And then that becomes, a whole thing. And those are issues, and I'm not saying what's right or wrong, good or bad of anything. I'm just saying these are the types of things that keep us all divided if we came from a place of our center and our true selves and let all this madness and the clouds of confusion just kind of dissipate, all the stories that were told, all the whirlwinds and the swirls of this person did that, but that person said this. And I mean, everybody, we're all human. So we're all corrupt. Okay. Cause we're human. So it's just part of the human experience that we have a level of like, we're not the best. Right. And we have a level that we are our true essence of love. And for whatever reason, our society is built on not trying to go down the path of reaching our love and expression of that, but it goes down the path of swirly tornadoes of clouds of confusion, just spinning around 30 trillion different stories and avenues to go down to get you all worked up and upset. And, and it's all division. So this is why I've always said this before. And this is the last point I'll make about this is that, if you're one of those people out there that just like whatever, real political, you think Trump's like an antichrist and you hate him and all that kind of thing, you got to let it go. I think Joe Biden's a clone, for God's sake. So I got to let it go. The point is, it's just like, it's not about attaching to any of that. And I think people at their detriment, to their detriment, I would say, on either side of issues, agendas, or the aisle, whatever you want to call it, to their detriment, they will basically just for hating, someone or not believing in, allowing them to deliver a message, to their detriment, they will go the other way and let life be worse. Let life be worse because I just hate this person so much that, I'm not going to listen to anything that person might say or acknowledge anything that person does as good because obviously I hate that person and they're horrible. So don't, to your detriment, just because they throw the word out there, the Trump word, it's almost like it's like worse than the N word now, you can't even say Trump, but don't let that, I'm not saying you have to like him and vote for him and think he's the greatest president or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, don't let your hatred towards his demeanor, blind you to bigger things and see what has been going on in the world over these years, especially since he took office. I mean, to me, the whole thing has been an operation from the get-go of relieving the people of the oppression that we've been on under this, system for generations and generations. So let's get into the point. Let me go back to that. I was it for that. I didn't mean to go on a tangent about that. But today's episode Sketch to the Lume, darling. Yes, because we were talking about products earlier in the week, and these are two that just commercials that I see regularly that I just wanted to speak on quickly because I think they're hilarious. And of course, first is Skechers, the shoes Skechers. And they advertise now this, the slip-ins, the Skechers slip-ins. So like, you don't have to like bend over, use your hand. You don't have to do anything to get your shoe, on your foot. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I see this as a satirical humorist, type way, because I just think like the way they sell things, right? The way again, this is going back to exactly what I'm saying. This is the whole point of everything, like, and a commercial is just like a little teeny snip of a symptom. But think about what they're like selling to you, like, oh, the convenience of not having to use your hands or bend over to put your shoes on. Like, you're liberated, you're free now. Do you understand? It's like when you're sitting all day on the couch and you got all those potato chip crumbs on you, you're binge watching. I always talk about you're binge watching the Netflix and the Doritos crumbs are on you. Maybe you gotta go take the trash out. I mean, for some reason, you maybe got to go pee. For some reason, God forbid, you got to get off the couch and walk. You have the blessing of knowing with the Skechers slip-ins that you, ladies and gentlemen, each and every one, you do not have to use your own physical power to put these shoes on. You could just slip your foot into it like that. I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm sure it's very convenient, but I'm just saying, right? If you just think about it from a point of view of like, they're selling you that like it's some great thing, It's like, how much more can we lazify? I don't know, that's probably not a word, but how much more can we lazify, the general population and just like make them like one gelatinous mass of nothingness? They don't even have to put their shoes on. I guess like the next invention will come out. It'll be like Iron Man. When Iron Man would stand there and the whole suit would come on him. So one day you'll just get up in the morning and you'll go like this, and your shirt and your pants and your shoes, everything will just go do and just come right on you like that, and you'll be good to go. I mean, God forbid you have to put a shirt over your head or maybe do a couple buttons or zip something up. I don't know. It's just, it's pretty darn funny to me. So, all right. And then continuing on that note is, of course, the commercial for the Lume. And this one always just gets me, and I'll tell you, I'll go into it on the little more of the scientific side of it afterwards. But, of course, the commercial is, catching people's attention, put it under your boobs, under your testicles, on your butthole, under the arms, obviously, anywhere where you potentially may stink. You put the Lume on, you rub it around, it's odorless, and it keeps you odorless. And I said this, and this is why I find this commercial, so funny in a way, is because, and I don't want to criticize, like I know it's easy to come on and start being like, I like to be funny and like bust balls and stuff, and I get it, like, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody overweight and all that type of thing. I personally have gone back and forth with weight a number of times, in my life, losing weight, gaining weight, and trying to find what works for me, for my body, to keep myself at a space where I'm healthy, and I've been doing that well for some years now. But I do understand that it's not easy, and one of the reasons I make fun of it so much is because how much of a struggle it was for me, truthfully, and the realizations I've had. It's like, hey, if you want to sit there and eat McDonald's and then cry that you're overweight and you don't understand like why you stink because your body's polluted with trash, I mean, that's right. I'm saying that's why I'm saying it, not to make fun of people, and I get it. It's not an easy journey, and again, we're programmed through media and stuff, and those foods have tons of additives and things in them that make you addicted to them, and if we don't take awareness of what's going on and like consciously, be in control of our actions and not just let our, whims and instincts click and say, oh, it's time for whatever. It's time for a burger. It's time, not to say a burger's bad, but McDonald's and Wendy's and all those places. I mean, I'm sorry to say, it is what it is, and what it is. Even when they try to make it healthy, it is what it is, right? So, and the truth is, I am a big believer that, the only reason your body smells, period, is because you are full of toxins and your body is releasing the toxins, the bacteria and parasites and everything else that are in your colon, having a big fiesta in there. They're like, big party going on. in your colon with parasites and bacteria because you're eating Skittles and, I mean, stuff after stuff after stuff and soda. I mean, just think it all compounds and builds and it's all like, oh, right? So, but the truth is, you know, despite popular belief that discontinuing antiperspirant use will detox your underarms. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want that sentence. I really wanted to read this part. The only detoxing organs in your body are your liver and your kidneys. So basically, you know, if you keep your liver and your kidneys clean, you won't smell. You know, and I knew a guy when I was out in California. He was actually in the process of a liver cleanse. You know, and that guy never used deodorant, and you know, he didn't stink. You know, he didn't stink. You know, people give him a hard time. Oh, he's not using deodorant, but like he doesn't stink. Do you understand? It's like, and again, this is just part of, you know, the conditioning. So, you know, you see a commercial like the Lume and it comes on, you know, it's your everyday person. Hey, listen, we go to the gym, you know, we don't want to smell, you know, I don't even understand the concept. I mean, if you're going to the gym, you know, or yoga, you know, they show the yoga in the commercial and different things. It's like, you're going to sweat. I mean, it is what it is. Like you're not there for a fashion show, you know? So, I mean, you're going to the gym to work out and cleanse out your body, work your muscles, you know, and all that type of thing. So, but you see how they advertise it to you as like, oh, you know, I want to be a good member of society. I can't smell, you know, but unfortunately, you know, I'm passing gas with McDonald's all day long and I'm stinking up a storm over here. I'm half crapping my pants, for God's sake. Please, somebody, we need some help. We need Lume. We need a full truck of Lume immediately. He's going to the buffet. Break out the Lume. No, but that, I mean, that's the truth. So anyway, you know, short and sweet here today for Operation Status Quo. And I want you to know that the flow of the Quo is going very nicely. Noticed some good views out there. So I appreciate you guys being out there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Just take a minute to click like or subscribe, even if you don't want to watch. You know, just let's try to spread the message. I'm here with beautiful intentions for you, the people. I'm a man of the people, and I love you, the people. And I want this to be the group that we can, you know, all flourish and grow together. Like I say all the time, it's not about me, it's about us as a community. And you know, I'm just trying to let something grow here, and you know, I want you to be feel encouraged and empowered to participate in this show. And let me know, like I say, drop in the comments some things you might like for me to talk about, or you know, again, you're always welcome to be here and be part of the show. All right, because part of the show is being part of the status quo, you know, and that's what we all are here. So don't get blindsided by you know, all the commercialism. You know, it's just, these are just examples. Don't be afraid to bend over and put your shoes on. Number one, that's number one takeaway today. And number two takeaway is your body naturally doesn't smell. I mean, I found that out even myself after COVID and being home all this time. Like, I really only put deodorant on a rare occasion. I'm going out to dinner with people or something. You know, I run to the store. I don't even think about putting it on. I smell. I don't smell anything, you know. I even do my exercise. I go for a run or whatever. I come back. I don't smell. And I'm not saying I'm 100% eating healthy, but that should be another show I'll do. I'll be able to do my whole itinerary of self-care and see what you guys think about that. But anyway, don't be blindsided by the commercialism. Don't think you need these products. Look how they're trying to stupefy you in a sense and just dumb you down with these things like just slip in shoes and just put on creams not to smell. You know, get to the heart of the matter. Get to the truth. Embrace your power as a human being. Be the full, beautiful human that you are, even if it's a little bit stinky sometimes. Be a natural stinky person, not a chemically filled, covered, induced, droid of society. I don't know how that came out. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I love you out there. I'm not sure if I'll be on for the weekend or not. I might. You never know, because I just might decide to pop in. But I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. And thank you for being here with me. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for being part of the Status Quo. Operation Status Quo disengaged.